Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. I will give you a few seconds to catch up with the fact that we are live. You might want to grab a pen. I am going to a little bit go back to basics with some framework about how your words are steering the direction of your life and why. Um, as I look around the world right now, I see a lot of words being used that are causing people to feel worse and have anxiety and be afraid. And there's just so much going on in the world. I think it bears a back to basics conversation and a framework for you to understand what happens when you use your words and what the words do, because words drive psychological, like it's all connected, right? So I want to go back to basics this morning. This may not take the whole half hour, which is fine because I have a billion things to do today. Okay, one thing I want to mention, check out the link in the bio, or check out this link right here or the link in my bio. Join the free community. I am going to start adding into the free part of the community. I'm going to add a live after the show once a month where you guys can come and ask me questions about anything that we've talked about on the show, in that month that we're in. So that will be on a Saturday morning. I'm probably going to do this next Saturday morning right after the show. So we're going to call it like live after the show. And it is part of the benefit of the free side of the community. There is now also a paid side of the community. That's really for entrepreneurs, business owners, people with a project that want live consulting and coaching with me twice a week, and a bunch of other perks. So definitely come into the free community on School. It costs you nothing. It's a great support system, and we're going to continue to add live and fun things. There's a class every month. There's a goals group every month that's free. And now I'm going to do a live after the show once a month so people can ask me questions. Okay, so visit the link. Let's talk about how your words are steering the bus. Get a pen and get a piece of paper, okay? Because I really, listen, there's a lot going on in the world right now. You can't control what's going on out there. You can very much control what's going on here, and you can control what's coming out of your mouth. And I really want you to hear me when I say that, okay? Because what you're saying and what you're contributing to the environment out there is either helping or harming. It's either helping you and helping other people, or it's causing effects that you don't want to see more of. I'm trying to think if that's the way that I want to say that. Let's just jump right in, okay? Because I tell you that your emotional set point is your attraction point. So we're gonna reverse engineer. We're gonna go backwards so we see how you get to your emotional set point, okay? Because I feel like you might not know how to elevate yourself out of the emotional set point that you're in. And that starts with your words. Your words are literally driving the bus of your life. They are driving you whether you know it or not. Every single thing that comes out of your mouth is driving the bus of your life. And I always tell you to watch what you say, because every time you say something, you're making a brick for your future. And I know a lot of you hear me. I'm afraid, though, that you might not be hearing me. In the middle of all the crazy, I see people using their words really loosely. They're posting things on Facebook. They're watching the news. They're talking about things that are going on. They're freaking, like, it all starts with what's coming out of your mouth. So let's just go back to basics, okay? I'm going to give you 5 points, and then I'm going to give you some homework if you choose to accept the homework. Number 1. Your words create your feelings. What you say to yourself doesn't just describe how you feel, it creates how you feel. Okay? So when I use clear, calm words, that gives me a sense of steadiness, relief. It makes me feel like I have a choice, right? When I use harsh words, that brings tension. It might cause me or someone else to shut down. It might cause fear. Your brain reacts to words like they are an instruction, okay? Your brain also associates feelings with the words that you say. Since our audience is primarily women, I'll give you an example like that. If I said to you, I have a really sexy, rich guy I want you to meet, you would probably think something along a particular line. If I said, I have a really stable, nice guy with good manners that I want you to meet, you would probably think something else. Okay? My words about the person that I want you to meet would evoke a feeling in you. That feeling is associated with the words. When I say to you, Anastasia posted this morning something on her Facebook, what's the best that could happen? It's a coffee mug that I happen to have. It was a gift from Christina. So when I say to myself, what is the best thing that could happen today? That makes me feel a particular way. If I say to myself, what could go wrong today? That makes me feel another way. You understand what I'm saying? You're all smart people, okay? Your words create feelings. Your brain does something with the words that you say to yourself and the words that you say to other people. So understand that when you ask yourself, why do I feel this way, whatever way it is, it's because it starts with the words that you are saying and the thoughts that you are thinking in your head. There is no just saying. When it is said, it is now out there and it is bringing with it an effect. When you want to change how you feel, we don't start with the feeling and trying to move the feeling around, because the feeling is coming from the words and the thoughts. So we start with the words that we're feeding ourselves. We start with the words that we're saying to the outside world and inside of our head. Okay. Number 2, feelings drive behavior. Fear words drive particular behavior, right? Hesitation, avoidance, procrastination, pulling in, right? That's what fear words do. Hopeful words, right? Movement, openness, courage, angry, shameful words, hiding, shrinking, self-doubt, self-worthiness issues, right? Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I should have done better. I could have done it better. I would have done better if. That all evokes an emotion. All that stuff evokes an emotion. Once a feeling is created, it starts to run the show. So once I say words that evoke particular emotion, now my feelings are running, going, creating, attracting, okay? Because my emotional set point is my attraction point. So if I'm using a lot of fear-based words or angry words or if I'm saying things that I don't want to see more of, if I'm watching the news and then I'm talking about that and talking about that and talking about that, what do you think that is going to do? That is going to make you feel a particular way, heavy, yucky, all the things, right? There's a lot of good going on in the world. In the midst of all the crazy that's going on in the world, I promise you there's just as much good going on in the world, but the media doesn't pay attention to that. Because unfortunately, that doesn't sell views, clicks, readers, copies. It doesn't bring eyes. Most people are going to latch on to the hype, whatever it is. And the media is great at hyping things that we don't necessarily want to see more of. There's just as much good going on in the world, but not nobody. It's just not the mainstream. The mainstream is not grace and laughter and good people helping each other and neighbors caring about neighbors. Like, that is not what sells, newspapers or magazines or views to the show or whatever. So feelings drive behavior, okay? Number 3, behavior creates results, okay? What you do or don't do, that becomes your life, right? Every day, what I do or don't do makes my life. That makes the day, and then it makes the next day. Okay, so the words create the feeling drives the action becomes the result. Get it? The words create the feelings drive my actions create my results. Okay? I'm going to say it one more one more time, like Melissa Gilbo says, one more time for the people in the back. The words create the feelings drive the actions create the results. I'm going to use the news as an example because a lot of people are very fraught up right now with what's going on out there in the world. And I do not do political commentary here. I never will. I do not give my personal views. I do not think that is the best way to use my time. Okay. So I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to generate possibility for you. I'm here to teach you to think in a different way so that you don't have to be a victim of what's going on in the world. Because every day and every second, you can control what is here and you can control the way you're looking at everything. And when you change the way that you're looking at things, things change for you. Okay? Because you are in control of you and you are in control of the direct circumstances that you are attracting to you. If I sit around all day watching, I don't know, reality television and watching the news, and I'm probably at this point in time going to be a very upset, anxious person because when I just gloss by what's going on out there, and I don't have my head in the sand. I pay attention. I just don't choose to dive in, right? So if I were to dive in, I would probably maybe just go cover my head with a blanket and stay on the sofa until I don't even know what. Okay. So what you do or don't do becomes your life. If you are putting a lot of time and energy into the news cycle right now, you are likely feeling heavy, sad, scared, anxious, and all the things. If you put in that same amount of time to doing something in your community that makes a difference, or reaching out to your friends, or talking about things that you want more of, or being focused on finding the good, you could be a detective for the good. You could literally every day decide that you are going to go find 5 good things happening in the world. I guarantee you your life would change if that became your focus. Okay? So we're just going to circle back here, right? Words create feelings. Okay? Feelings drive behavior. Behavior creates results. Words create your feelings. Your feelings drive your behavior. Your behavior creates your results. Your future is not shaped by big dramatic moments. It is shaped by the everyday language that you repeat without thinking about it. I want you to hear me, so I'm going to repeat that. Your future is not shaped by big dramatic moments. Okay? Your future gets shaped by the everyday language that you repeat without thinking about it. Do you understand? Most of the rhetoric that comes out of our yapper, we're not even thinking. We're not even conscious. Oh, hi, Sally. Did you see the news? Did you see what happened? Oh, see what's going on in a minute. Okay? You're not even thinking. You're not thinking to yourself, what's going to happen when I get off the phone with Sally? Am I going to feel like seeing my clients? Am I going to feel like taking my kid to school when in a world that seems so right? After I kibitzed with Sally for 10, 15 minutes, how am I going to feel when I get off the phone from that? Pay attention. It is your only salvation right now. Pay attention to what is going in your mind, what you are focusing on, what you are reading, what you are watching, what you are speaking. Watching crime dramas, Lifetime TV, reality show, like all of that goes in. And when you're watching the news on top of it, and most of the news is bad, then you've surrounded yourself with stuff that's making you anxious. And then you wonder why you're not sleeping, or why you're overeating, or why you're drinking every night. Okay? Because you're not taking control. Take control of yourself. Your peace is your power. Something's taking away your peace. Get it the hell away from you. Your repeated number 4, because I said I would give you 5 points, right? Number 1, words create feelings. Number 2, feelings drive behavior. Number 3, behavior creates results. Number 4, repeated words become beliefs. You say something often enough and your brain makes it the truth, okay? I'm bad with money. This is just how I am. I have this physical condition. When you say I am or I have, you are marrying that circumstance or thing to you forever. If you have a seeming condition, if you just insert the word seeming, I have seeming X and I'm working on it and I'm getting better, and you change the narrative, everything changes. Your brain hears you, your subconscious mind hears you repeating the stuff, right? And your subconscious says, "Oh, this is real." And then you make it real. Okay? You make it real. Your repeated words become the script of your life. I don't have enough money. I'm bad with money. I always eat too much sugar. I always do this. I don't work out enough. I'm bad in relationships. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, the more you say it, the more it becomes the truth for you. The more you say it, the more it becomes the truth for you. It's not an accident how you feel every day. It very much has to do with how you are managing yourself and how you are working with your words. Okay? Your brain, your subconscious mind is obeying your words. You're giving directions to yourself every time you speak. Number 5, beliefs set your attraction point. What you believe is what you will notice. You know how when you decide you're looking for a particular car and then all of a sudden you see that car everywhere? Likely the car was there. That brand of car has always been there the same amount of times. You just weren't looking for it. You weren't noticing it. Now you're noticing, and now it seems like it's everywhere. What you notice shapes what you will allow into your life, what you will allow into your world. And what you allow into your world shapes what you attract more of. Okay? This is why I say to you, like, how you feel is your attraction point. That's where you're pulling from. So what you believe shapes what you will see and what you will notice. And what you notice shapes what you'll bring to you, what you'll allow. And as you allow things into your experience, that shapes the future things that you attract. And that allowing and that attraction is coming from how you feel, and how you feel is coming from what you say. What you say to yourself and what you say to other people. So when you wake up and you don't feel happy or you feel off, think about the words and think about how you can first change the word. And as you change the language, you'll begin to feel better. As you elevate the language, because sometimes I say to you, how you feel is your attraction point, and I'm afraid that you might not know how to get yourself to feeling a different way, right? She might say, okay, Noelle, great. I feel apathetic and fearful. I don't know how to move myself out of that. And so what I'm saying to you is, this is the framework to move yourself out of that. The framework to move yourself out of that is your words. It starts with your words. It starts with what you're saying to yourself and what you're saying to other people. This is true in your life, in your business, for your economics, for your health, everything. It starts with your words. Your words are, like I said at the beginning of the show, are driving the bus of your life. Your words are driving. You want to change the destination, change the language. Linguistic surgery, man. You got to do it. You have to do it. You've got to rein in your speaking. Okay, I'm going to give you these 5 again, and then I'm going to give you like 4 or 5 different homework assignments that you can either do or not do. But these are some ways that you can start to notice this for yourself and make changes, right? Words create feelings. Feelings drive behavior. Behavior creates results. Repeated words become beliefs, and your beliefs set your attraction point, because your beliefs are what evoke emotion in you, and your emotional set point is your attraction point. And what I mean by that is, when we're upset and anxious and we're feeling fearful, we will just attract that kind of energy, right? Like attracts like. So how you feel is what you'll bring to you. All right. Homework number 1, catch your words. For 3 days, I'm challenging you to just notice one sentence that you repeat to yourself a lot. Write it down. It could be something like, this is too hard. I'm always late. I don't have time for this. I don't want you to fix anything at this point. Just notice. Notice a sentence that you repeat to yourself a lot and write it down. Get conscious of what's going on in your subconscious. Okay, number 2. Then I want you to, this is like a framework for, like, you're going to start with finding the sentence. Then you're going to take the sentence and you're going to neutralize it, which means, and this isn't like toxic positivity, right? So let's just say, we don't want you to say, everything is amazing. I want you to say something like, I'm figuring this out. I can do it one step at a time. Like, if everything is not amazing, you can go around saying everything's amazing. That's great. But some people have to work in a different way, right? So you can say things like, I'm figuring this out. I know what to do and I do it. I will find the answer. This circumstance doesn't define me. Okay? We want to get the emotional charge like off of the thing. So instead of, it's always too hard, I'm figuring it out. Instead of, I don't have time, I'll find the time. We're trying to put some play, right, into the language, because the language that you're likely using is directing things in a way that you don't want them to go. And sometimes people can't just flip that script. So I have to like work them out of that, right? Some of you have worked with me for a long time that watch the show. So you might be able to go right to, this is amazing. So it's kind of depends on where you are in your personal development practice, right? How fast you can flip your language. So these are some homework ways to just start, moving the language around for yourself. Number 3, homework item number 3, if you choose, pick one power phrase for yourself. Something, a mantra. I know what to do and I do it. I can handle what's in front of me. I will find the answer. God will make a way. Something like that. And use that as your mantra. Start repeating that to yourself in the shower, in the car. Repeat that sentence. Repeat that sentence. Repeat that sentence. Repeat that sentence. Every night, homework item number 4, check in with yourself. How'd I do today? What was I saying to myself? What was the majority of my language? How often did I talk about things I want more of? How often did I speak about things I don't want more of? Start to investigate, become a detective in regard to your words and your language. Beth says she gets faster at moving through seeming problems with continuing to work on her words. I love that. Beth has been working with me for a long time. A lot of these people that you're seeing in the comments are also in the community. Again, the first level of the community is free, and I'm in there every day, so you can get in there and ask us questions and talk to us about how to start dissecting your language and get help and get support. It's the purpose of making the free community. Just visit the link here on the screen or visit the link in my bio and click the thing that says join the free community. Okay, that's really it for this morning. I really want to encourage you to pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to what you're saying to yourself. Pay attention to what you're saying to others. Pay attention to the words that you're using to describe yourself, your business, your career, your children, your circumstances. Missy just posted a great affirmation in the comments. She says, "Speak what you seek" is one of my affirmations daily. I love that. That's actually an easy one to remember. Speak what you seek. One of my favorites is I know what to do and I do it. Another one of my favorites is I will find the answers. God is in control. Find some sentences that you can easily say to yourself when you start going off down the rabbit hole, I call it. When you start feeling anxious or afraid or worried, and you recognize that the rhetoric that you have going on in your head isn't good or helpful. You have to be vigilant about this stuff, you guys. It's not like you can just say one good sentence and then that's going to be it. It doesn't work like that. This is kind of like war, against yourself, because the regular world wants to fill your mind with shit that's not helpful. And I want you to take control. I want you to drive the bus. I want you to be the one that's steering your future. I don't want you to be at the mercy of the junk that's out there in the world right now. There's a lot that you can do for yourself and your friends and your community if you can simply find your peace and take control of your own mind and your own thoughts. Don't let anybody get in your head. Don't let any other outside source tell you how to think. Don't let this fear-based shit grab a hold of you, man. Don't do it. Get a hold of yourself. Start thinking about what you're saying. Start substituting thoughts. And if, honest to God, if you need help with this, get inside the free community and let us help you. Don't live in a place of fear and anxiousness. All right, stay warm. It's pretty cold here in Vermont. I'm really glad it's the last day of January, and I hope the groundhog finds spring on Monday morning. All right, next week we have Melissa Gilbo as a guest. The week after that, we're going to have Allie Call as a guest. Melissa and I are going to talk about communication and what it means to be a good communicator and a good listener. Allie and I are going to talk about style and what that means. Allie has a style company and she's a friend. I'm just going to start bringing in some of my friends and fellow coaches so that you guys can get some different perspective on things. And then the week after that, we're going to have Amy Goober, and she's an action coach. She's a lot of fun, and she's a friend and a client as well. So we've got cool 3 weeks coming up. So stay warm, stay positive, stay focused on your thinking, get grounded, keep your peace, We're going to get through all this stuff one day at a time. All right. Have a great week. See you soon.